7:24 on this 28th day of April. April wrapping up on a Saturday. We'll be back on Monday to start the month of May on May the 2nd. 55 degrees. Looking nice. And some emails revealing Hunter Biden has a little tiff with the Clintons and also attack on some aides. Chief of Staff of Young Americans for Liberty, Sean Themea, on the line here with us from beautiful downtown Austin, Texas. And Sean, thanks for getting up early with us. What's the story here? Every time we turn around, this laptop from hell is giving us more information here.
Yeah, well, great to be here, Bill. And, I hope it gives us all the information we can get, because this is exposing how the Bidens are the prime examples of people with political power just mishandling influence. And we should shine a light on that, because sunlight is the best disinfectant. Boy,
isn't that the truth? But the amazing fact that the media has ignored. They can't ignore it anymore. And now that it's not going to hurt the election, all of a sudden the New York Times and the Washington Compost have verified this. Oh, Fox wasn't lying. Evil conservative talk radio wasn't lying about this laptop.
Yeah, the conspiracies and the fake news of yesterday or today is the truth of tomorrow. And so this has been, if this doesn't wake people up from the fact that the corporate media is out to protect their own, these establishment politicians, then I don't know what will. So I like to look at the silver linings, Bill.
Good for you. Sean Themea, by the way, he is Chief of Staff of Young Americans for Liberty. And tell me about that organization, Sean, because we're heavily into shameless self-promotion here.
I'm glad. Yeah, Young Americans for Liberty, we are one of the only groups out there that is focused on not just reaching students with the ideas of liberty and freedom, but also getting them involved in the political process. Right now we've got students across the country knocking doors to turn out the vote at the state level for hardcore candidates who are actually going to stand up and give power to the people and not just want to join leadership or, get fat and happy when they're in the legislature.
Well, hallelujah. You got your work cut out for you there at the University of Texas, that's for sure. In fact, any university these days practically, except maybe Hillsdale College. Yeah, but what about these? Sean's gone bye-bye. I don't know exactly what happened. All of a sudden, I love modern technology, especially when it works. And maybe he will call us right back and see. But Hunter Biden ripped Bill Clinton as an a-hole who looks like the S-word. Said Clinton aides, and also said that Clinton aides are greedy. Emails as a petty, greedy, venal. Sean, I promise I didn't do a darn thing.
Well, I think big tech is listening.
I do believe you're right.
The truth, Bill.
And isn't it amazing, Sean, how the folks who the left has practically total control of big tech, all the networks, but they're coming after Fox and evil conservative talk radio with us all the time. And now, of course, Twitter. Understand all the employees at Twitter now have gone into getting their coloring books and gone into their comfort rooms with their comfort dogs or whatever they have. Now that Elon Musk has bought the company.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see Elon taking over. The left has been doing this for years with woke capitalism, getting in there, injecting their views through shareholders and through ownership at our expense. So, we can fight fire with fire. I think we should. It's great to see people like Elon stepping up and trying to right the ship.
It's really hilarious to hear the left make the same arguments that we've been making about, this could be censored. I heard one guy on Messed Up NBC saying, what if they would take something out that would be important for an election, and we wouldn't know until after the election. It could influence the election. Oh, you mean like they did last time?
Exactly. The projection is incredible, and I like to call them MSDNC, especially after what we learned in 2016. But, again, I think this is a wonderful opportunity, especially for young people, to just start to see, hey, wait a minute. Maybe the people in power, maybe the corporate media, maybe all these folks have their own agenda and they're looking out for themselves, and maybe they don't actually care about me and my growth as an American and my opportunity. So we're seeing a lot of that on campus. Kids are just kind of fed up, especially after COVID mandates, with the Democratic Party, with this I know better than you mentality of these politicians. And so things may look grim. We may have big enemies that are out there between tech, politicians, et cetera. But I do have hope for young people.
Thank God, Sean, especially with all those illegal aliens coming across the border. But Hunter Biden ripping Bill Clinton as this a-hole who looks like, the S word, and his aides are greedy, venal, low-rent bulls, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I love it when the worst people in the world fight. It's the best kind of free entertainment. But, this, again, most politicians, we work with a lot of them at the state level with Young Americans for Liberty. They're not superheroes. We learned this early on. They're mostly actually ordinary people, and I think that's what the American people should want in office is ordinary people.
Exactly.
And the higher you get up in power, you realize, what ordinary people don't do. I mean, they don't double dip salaries. They don't put their kid in positions on the board of foreign energy companies. They don't set up a foundation that bilks, the relationships they built with the State Department for personal gain. Culture's going to start at the top. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised then when you see the culture of, the kids of former presidents or current presidents calling former presidents a-holes. It's just how the business seems to work.
Well, I hope that, do you think that there's going to be any prosecutions coming along these lines, Sean?
Well, we start to see the justice system working in favor for us based on some of these Trump-appointed judges. I mean, you've got Catherine Mizell out there in Florida who was able to single-handedly overturn the mask mandates in federal airlines just by following the Constitution. So that's a white pill in my book. I am not optimistic we'll see prosecutions because there is still such a layer of the deep state that we have to cut through. But things like that with these Trump-appointed judges, bit by bit, if we just get the right people in these judges' seats, then we can start to see justice. So hopefully in my lifetime, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too high.
Sean, it's been a pleasure. I'd like to stay in touch. Sean Themea with us, Chief of Staff of Young Americans for Liberty. Tell them where they can go for more information, Sean.
Thanks, Bill. You can go to yaliberty.org to find out everything we do, and I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. God bless.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, Sean Themea, and it's spelled like, it looks like Themea, Themea, Sean Themea, Chief of Staff of the Young Americans for Liberty.